Hi everyone, today I thought I'd take you along what a typical tourist travel day might be like here in Japan. I'm currently in Okayama. I'm going to make my way to Miyajima Island. There'll be Shinkansen trains, I'll be getting tickets, I'll be going on local trains, a ferry ride, and hopefully some adventures along the way too. Now, my check-in time is at 3 p.m. It's currently 7 a.m. I'm not in a big rush to get in. I know that Miyajima will be a little bit crowded during the day, and because I'm staying overnight, it basically means that I'll have the island to myself in the evening and tomorrow morning. So hopefully you'll learn something and we'll have a little bit of an adventure together. Let's go. Okay, so I actually luggage forwarded my main luggage, to not the next hotel, but 3 hotels into the future. I'm going to be going to Miyajima, followed by Hiroshima, and then my luggage will be waiting for me in Kyoto, which is great because it means that I don't have to lug around large luggage with me, and it also means that I save some money by not having to luggage forward for every single destination. And in the meantime, I have a smaller bag which will have all the necessities that I need for the next few days, and obviously my backpack which has all my laptop, my cameras, and everything that I need to make videos. But if you were just a normal traveler, then you probably don't need a hefty backpack with cameras and such. Hi, お願いします。ありがとうございます。確認します。
レジ袋はどうされますか？
大丈夫です。
はい、セブンアップをお持ちしてお待ちください。
So I've just reserved my Shinkansen ticket from Okayama to Hiroshima. I'll get the next leg, of the trip in Hiroshima because I might stop by and explore a little bit that area, that general area, before I get to Miyajima. Just to note that the next train was already full. There were no reserved seats. I could have done an unreserved seat, but I'm too old for that. I want to make sure that I have a seat and it's nice and reserved. However, I did get following, I gave myself an hour so I can have some coffee, get myself maybe a little bit of a pastry or something from one of the cafes around here in the station. The station's a really good place if you ever want to grab something to eat, a bite, a drink or whatever whilst you're waiting. This is a perfect place for it. But as I was saying, the train's in an hour's time, but I've actually got myself a work seat, which basically is a special seat where you can work. It's permitted to work anyway, but it's give you a little bit more privacy, and I want to do some work anyway, some editing when I get on the train on the way to Hiroshima. So let's see what sort of breakfast I end up getting. It's also important to note that there are various different places where you can get your Shinkansen tickets. In this case, you can get them via the EX. You could even do it online if you wanted to. But I just find that the beauty of traveling to less popular locations is that you don't have to worry too much, when it comes to that sort of thing. So you know that you're likely going to be able to get yourself a seat. So one of the things that a lot of tourists miss, I think, is that many stations have basement levels, which are basically shopping malls, which connect different parts of the street via underground passageways, which can be great locations for you to get yourself some breakfast, and at the same time, or a drink or whatever, and at the same time, not have to worry about the heat, the rain, the snow, etc. おはようございます。アイスラテ、12 size, 店内で。英語話せますか？英語上手です。Good. 頑張って。Oh, nice. Where did you study? Where?
University.
Here, in Okayama. Wow. Good. Do you think more foreigners are coming to Okayama now than before?
Yeah.
It's becoming a little bit more popular.
Yeah.
Is that good or bad?
Good. I
Good.
because I want more English. I want to speak more English.
Yeah, to practice, right? Good. Thank you, arigato. Arigato. Thank you. Starbucks sometimes is your go-to. It's just so easy, you know. Like I think the coffee here is a little bit better than what we would get in the UK anyway. And the Ibaraki sausage, like muffin thingy for breakfast, it's a pretty good deal and it's really delicious. I don't know how on earth they get those scrambled eggs in there so perfect. And just one little thing, and that is that I would actually suggest that you get to the Shinkansen area, especially if you're a first timer, you know, a good 20 or 30 minutes early. Mainly because a lot of stations, you need to go into the station and then find like the Shinkansen area or the Shinkansen station within the station. I've got a feeling that Okayama being a smaller like hub, not like Tokyo, Osaka or whatever, not going to be that hard, but still it's always good to get your bearings and not miss that Shinkansen. Even if you have to wait in the waiting room, it's probably a good idea. Finding the platform is actually quite easy. I'm going on the Hikari 531. My ticket says it 824 to Hakata and track 21. Let's go. My ticket says car 7, seat 5A. We are here, so I'm going to walk in that direction to car 7. Okay, so I made it to Hiroshima, to the Shinkansen station anyway. And I think that most tourists, when arriving at a destination, when traveling around Japan, you sort of get into this whole like JR mentality. And to get into the center of Hiroshima or, you know, remotely anywhere away from here, you need to either get a bus, get a JR line, or get a streetcar, or get a taxi, which I'm not going to do because it's going to be way too expensive. Thankfully, I've been using Google Maps, saves me every single time. And it's recommended that I get a streetcar, which is what I'm going to do right now. I think that naturally I would have gone for some JR trains, because that's what I've been doing most of the trip, but no. Let's check out some of these streetcars. I haven't been to Hiroshima in quite a few years, to be honest, so I'm not super familiar. Which way? It's actually quite easy. Streetcar or bus route, platform 6 to 9. Let's go. Oh, that's the one that I need to get onto. Bye. ご利用願いします。不審のコーヒー。ありがとう。Google Maps doesn't seem to show the route that I want to take, which sometimes can be a little bit tricky and catch me by surprise. Now I know that I could take that ferry because I've taken it before, and I try to make Google Maps actually route me through there, but probably because it's more like a private touristy sort of like attraction, it just doesn't show it. So just be aware of these things. The reality is that I am carrying this smaller bag with me, and I could have easily, have found a locker to keep it in and explore before catching the ferry, no problem. It's so much easier though to carry this smaller bag rather than have to lug around a really big suitcase. So I'm really happy that I've forwarded my luggage and I don't have to think about that. Now we're actually approaching what I believe is the pier. Let's see if I am lucky enough to catch the next ferry and if there's actually some space. It says there to Miyajima.
Do you have a ticket?
No, purchase, yeah?
Buy ticket inside.
Sure.
One way,
How many?
one.
Departure time.
The next one, 11:10. This is sold out, no? Okay.
300 yen. Wait up there 10 minutes before departure
Okay,
time.
thank you. In retrospect, I should have come to the ticket office before having that coffee. I literally just missed out on getting on the 10:40 ferry, and I saw that was availability, and I think the person in front of me must have taken it because it changed from available to not available very, very quickly. And it's okay, 11:10. So I guess I have, how long do I have? I have 40 minutes. So let's just chill, right? Atobi Dome is over there. Cross the road, follow the river to a bridge. You get this orange stand. Most importantly, it's quite clear. River Cruise Gate there. And to Miyajima, it says it quite clearly there. World Heritage Route. And down there, there's a little sign to Miyajima, and you can purchase the tickets in that floating hut down there. That's a ferry that I will, or a similar ferry that I'll be going on in a bit. I'd say that traveling Japan is actually really easy. If you're a first-time traveler or not very experienced, I would say that my number one tip is for you to give yourself some buffer time. For example, when you arrive at the station, if you want to get somewhere, give yourself that little bit of extra time to orient yourself, figure out where things are, what directions the local lines are, what directions the buses are, etc. Don't rush. Once you've sort of have a good idea of a location's transportation system, you are gonna be such a pro at traveling around, and it only takes that extra 5 or 10 minutes in a place to figure things out and help you navigate with ease. When it comes to things that are a little bit more tricky, like ferries, then I would totally recommend that you go to the ticket counter earlier and like what I did. But like I said, I'm not in any rush today. I would most definitely arrive, half an hour, maybe even an hour before. Try to get your ticket, and if you can't get on the next ferry, just hang around, have a coffee, people watch, check out some of the things around, or sit in a bench in a garden like I'm doing right now. I fell asleep on the ferry, on the boat right here. I just woke it up in Miyajima. Pretty sweet. Check it out. There's various different operators So it's kind of crowded around here right now. But I'm gonna actually head to my hotel, or my ryokan, where I'm staying. Leave my luggage, have more coffee. Can you see the theme here? So you can see all the buildings are kind of traditional, or at least the facades are. I mean, it's not, I mean, there are people obviously. I wasn't expecting to be here totally on my own, but it's not too bad so far, considering that like 3 boats have just arrived at the same time. I've got close enough to my hotel. I know it's around here. I don't really need to use Google Maps all the time, but now that I'm sort of close-ish, I will switch on to Google Maps just to make sure that I don't overshoot and just to make sure that I don't end up going too far, you know? Oh, 1 more minute walk. I'm very, very close. Like 30 meters away anyway. And I've just arrived at my destination. The hotel is called Sakuraya, for those of you who are wondering. And I don't think I've done that bad. Check it out. We have the sea's just there. Hotel looks pretty cool. I don't think I got a sea view though. I got a cheap-ish. It wasn't super cheap, but it was definitely not an expensive, you know, like room. 英語話せますか？はい、すごい。
Maybe your name?
はい、私の名前は Nathan.
Sometimes after 3
Yeah, no problem. I can. Yeah, it's always a good idea to sort out all your luggage stuff before, you know, leaving your luggage. You don't want to have anybody waiting. So, also, great opportunity in air conditioning to sort out my camera gear. You get a little sneak peek of what I got up to with my camera gear and how I'm doing everything. So yeah, that's more or less. Well, I'll probably film a little bit of the check-in process and the room so you can see that, but that's more or less what a travel day looks like for me. Well, a lazy travel day anyway. Ooh, why on earth am I looking that way when I have that in the background, right? So I've actually just done some interviews, standing there doing a time lapse of the beautiful, you know, shrine behind me. Torii Gate behind me, sorry. Lots of people coming up saying, can you take a picture, can you take a picture, can you take a picture?
Thank you.
英語上手です。I ordered some tonkatsu and it came with some cutlery. I had to ask for chopsticks. But yet, a Japanese family just sat down and they got chopsticks. Interesting, huh? Check-in 大丈夫ですか？大丈夫です。ありがとう。Thanks for watching all the way to the end. Consider subscribing. It really does mean and help a lot. I have a main channel, Ninja Monkey, that you might want to check out for more polished videos too. See you soon.